Welcome, Oaklawn race fans, to this Friday edition of Oaklawn Today. I am Nancy Holthus, joined alongside track announcer Matt Dinnerman. We have a fantastic card in store for you. We apologize. Thank you to the tech gods.
We are a really good Harry Houdini act, Nancy. I think we should get an agent and try to get on a Vegas show.
Be
How
like
about
Penn and
that?
Teller.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll be the mute.
Really? You want to be the mute? I think you'd be sometimes I need to shut up. It might be a good exercise for me.
Well, we both talk for a living.
We do.
And a lot of times people
It's a
say,
great
"Oh, what do you
living,
do for a
trust
living?"
me.
Like, I'm a talking head.
I like to talk.
I'm a talking
have
head.
a good time. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. Yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. This weekend, huge. Absolutely huge. It's going to be one for the books. Very excited. We'll get to that in just a moment. But right now, let's take a look at our weather page. It was like, 76, 74 degrees yesterday?
If
Absolutely
somebody took
beautiful.
a lounge chair and went out to the infield and tan, I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah, right. We do have a fast track. Sunny skies, winds out of the east at 5 miles per hour and 61. That is going to go up. It's supposed to be 80 tomorrow and I think 76 on Sunday. So that means the infield will be open. I think, Matt, this is the earliest. We've had it scheduled, but this is the earliest we'll actually be able to appreciate our infield. That's a really fun place to watch a race.
It sure
as well.
is. And when I was a little kid at Del Mar, when the infield was open back then, I would go to the infield and they'd start the mile races. Or you know what I'd do? I think I'd go to the backstretch, and they'd start the mile races in front, just like they do here. The horses would come around, and I'd stand there at around the 5 furlong pole. And then I would run all the way back and watch them come to the finish line.
Did you go to Camp Del Mar as a kid?
I did not.
Okay.
I don't think they had it when I was that young.
Okay.
But I definitely envied, when I was a little kid, the bouncy ball derby that they used to have.
I
Hippity hop
remember
derby,
that,
that's
the
what they
hippity
called
hop derby. That was, and to see some of those people just face plant in the dirt. I mean, I'm the person that laughs first and then asks if they're okay. that kind of sums me up, doesn't it? But let's go ahead and take a look at our news page. We had multiple people making 2 trips to the winner's circle yesterday. Doubles for apprentice Amir Mendoza. Seems like when he wins in bunches.
Yeah.
Ramon Vasquez, Eric Asmussen, and Danny Pish. Congratulations for all those winning connections. And how about this? Blind Luck, Havre de Grace, Kenny McPeak make the 2026 Hall of Fame ballot. You remember yesterday on the show, I said Hall of Famer, well, future Hall of Famer, and look, the noms came out yesterday. I manifested that, right?
Yes.
Narazuri is favored in today's feature, the Trivista Overnight Stakes, and I personally invite you to start Rebel Weekend with me at dawn at Oaklawn. Very excited to have Kenny McPeak and social influencer Griffin Johnson as my guests. They will be joining me at 8:30 at the break. So really excited to have that duo. Magnitude returns in the Grade 3 Razorback Handicap. Certainly looks the one to beat. He is going to follow maybe in the footsteps of Gunrunner. Rebel Sunday. Doors open at 10:30 a.m. First post is noon. We will start Oaklawn Today shortly thereafter at 10:40. And on Sunday, 12 races, including the Grade 3 Honeybee and the Grade 2 $1 million Rebel. Super excited for this weekend. And we remember, swipe for Rebel Riches all weekend. And on Sunday, if you swipe, you're going to get 5 times the entries. And there is a Classics carryover going into today, $27,855. And don't forget those 38 cents, Matt.
Yes.
Yeah.
38 pennies to be
38
exact,
pennies.
which I guess we have a shortage of these days, I think.
Well, aren't they going to do away with the penny?
That's, I think,
that-
the reason
yeah.
why they're not making any more pennies. So if you get a penny, save it up. Maybe in 30 years you want to pay off your mortgage.
Maybe worth something. Very excited that we do have multiple connections that have competed here on that Hall of Fame ballot. So that's a really, really big deal.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, I mean, you talk about phenomenal list of characters,
Yes.
not just to get in the Hall of Fame, but to be nominated
Right.
is a huge honor, obviously. And just, with Kenny McPeak, for example, years and years and years of early mornings,
Yeah.
long days, sleepless nights.
Yes.
And the horses.
Yeah.
Blind luck, Havre de Grace. Just goes to show that at Oaklawn Park, you get the major leaguers.
Yes, super excited to talk about that tomorrow morning with Kenny. And we've got a really great couple of race cards in store. Let's go ahead and get Fridays out of the way.
9 races today.
I know 9 races. I'm kind of glad about that.
It's funny.
Not going to lie.
Well, it's funny because sometimes the 9 race cards go a little bit slower than the 12 race Rebel Day.
Well, I feel like on Rebel, we're all so busy running here, doing certain, shaking hand and kissing babies. But the energy that we get, and I tell this on the Dawn at Oaklawn tour, a lot of trainers will target Oaklawn specifically for a Derby prep race because they get that walkover, they get the paddock experience, they get the $30,000-$40,000 fans screaming at them. They got horses or people in the infield. It's a really good experience, so they're not as hyped up for Kentucky Derby because that's a lot of pageantry right there.
And the thing is, some horses can lose their race amongst the pageantry if maybe they don't take it well. And knock on wood, Nancy, the 3 years I've been here, the horses have been very well behaved, and that's a testament to their connections for schooling them, getting ready for the big show. But as you mentioned, not a lot of days that can be duplicated with regards to the Kentucky Derby. Arkansas Derby, Rebel Day, those are 2 days that can be replicated.
And I'm very happy that management did put Rebel on a Sunday because we get a day off after it. A well-deserved day off. I think probably Sunday night we'll both go to our respective homes and just face plant into the couch because it's such a good day. And there's that energy that you still go home with. It's almost like a natural high because of just the aura of the day. So
usually I go to bed later those types of nights just because I'm still all up on the big day. There's just a lot of, I don't want to use the word commotion. That's sort of a negative connotation, but there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Commotion was the first thing that came up to mind, but just a lot of buzz.
It's kind of like organized chaos.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
a good way.
In a good way. Yeah, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of stimulation, and especially for the race caller, a lot of stimulation up here.
Yeah.
So, but we look forward to these days, and we're very excited for this week and today's card as well.
Yes, we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at the entry for race number 1. This is maiden claiming 10,000 fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, going a mile and a 16th. Several are hoping to move forward on the drop. As Matt, we do have a field of 9, and we're going to start off the day sharing our top pick.
Open Flame.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that 18th time's the charm for this one, Nancy. Look, this horse ran 3rd for Maiden Special Weight Company going 7 furlongs at Delta Downs. Now, Maiden Special Weight Company there isn't like here.
Right. And that is a 2-turn configuration there.
It is.
Yeah.
So we know this runner can run well going 2 turns, and that's really the reason I picked this horse, was because this is a maiden $10,000 claimer. You've got cheaper horses here. A few of them have never routed before.
Right.
So I'm taking a runner that's hit the board routing, has shown the ability to get that distance, and dropping in class. This horse ran 3rd for maiden 20 on the grass at Evangeline 2 starts ago. Actually started the career here with Kenny McPeak and hit the board 4 times last meet. So can I trust this one on the win? Not necessarily, but is not going to be the favorite, and we know can get the route. So we're going to take a shot with Open Flame.
This runner solidified my top pick because of Big Rig Dude yesterday. So we saw that professional maiden that was Southern Louisiana based come up here and just be very effective. And their numbers are just better. And I think Open Flame's numbers are better as well. So we always like to say Louis Q in the last, Louis Q in the opener. Why not?
He can win any time of the day. I'm not concerned about that. So, and he's an underrated rider around here. He doesn't ride the whole card. He doesn't ride a ton of mounts. He's been around a long time, and he's won a lot of races.
Very well respected in our community as well. Race number 2, let's talk Arkansas bred, 3-year-olds and up. Non-winners of 2 races in the lifetime, $25,000 as the claim price at 6 furlongs. Matt, looking at this field, there's not a whole lot of speed, and I didn't have like a real feel about this race.
Yeah, I picked Personal Jet for the reason you mentioned. There's not an abundance of pace. I know this horse last time stalked the pace early. He's not really a front runner, Personal Jet, but I like the way he won last time out. First off the claim for Abel Ramirez Rodriguez, who is firing at this meet hard, 32%, the win clip there. And I think Christian Torres with a horse that Won for fun last time. I think he can build off of that. It took him 9 times to break the maiden, but this light bulb angle in play suggesting maybe a horse wins. The light bulb turns on and they run better. And I just think Christian can get aggressive on this horse and get him to show speed. And if he's got that same energy level, I think he can beat Time and Beyond, who's my second pick. And I know he's your top pick, Nancy. The concern I had with him was maybe the one gets the jump on him.
Yeah.
But I'll let you talk about it more. But this horse actually ran a much better than looked race last time.
Well, it's interesting. I'm obviously going to try to beat Personal Jet. He is my second choice. But Time and Beyond, I'm really hoping to get Evan Ramon to the winner's circle. We saw like Kinder Mossy Barn yesterday get off the duck. Hopefully that trend will continue. Ramo Quet sends this one out. Time and Beyond comes in second off the freshening when exiting similar earlier in the month. He did break from the rail. He trailed a field early, but he did rally to get up for second as the favorite. And a lot of these runners faced each other last time, so he was able to get the get the jump on a lot that do return. And I think there looks to be maybe enough speed to choose that same path today where he came from off the pace.
I think one of these two is winning the race if they show up.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a question of who gets the best trip here. And Time and Beyond last time out, I thought he was best that day off a layoff. There was a horse from post position number 4 that drifted in. He had to take up a bit because of that. It wasn't anybody's doing other than another horse, and he was able to run on with a huge race. It was one of his better races yet. And this horse here, that's another reason why drawing the inside in a big field, you got to get a little bit lucky there and work out the right trip. And the top 2 picks are drawn inside. So they both got to break and they both got to get the right trip.
Race number 3, maiden claiming 12,500, 3-year-olds and upward. And they will go 6 furlongs in distance, as we did have just one scratch of the number 5. And I didn't have a real solid opinion in here, Matt, but what are your thoughts?
Well, the morning line indicates that some people may really much hammer Grand Oracle in the wagering here, and for good reason. This horse actually didn't run bad first time out sprinting in a maiden special weight, ran poorly routing a couple times, came back off a layoff and was in for 25, and sat off the pace and came on for 4th. It was an okay effort. It wasn't a great performance, but he's in for 12.5, so that should help him. I'm going to try to win this race with a price because, as you say, Nancy, there's nobody you can truly trust in this race. So I'm going to pick Highway Patrol. Now, this horse has lost by double-digit lengths his last 5 races. So you may ask me, why the heck would you pick this horse? Well, for one, you look at his last 2 races, very poor. They were on synthetic, and now he's here on the dirt. And you look at the last time he ran on a fast track 3 starts ago. He ran for maiden 50 and got a 60 buyer, which is good enough to be very competitive for 12.5. Last 2 races, I don't think he loved synthetic. 4 starts ago, he ran on a sloppy track, not run well. And you look at the only other fast track race besides that 60 buyer, he ran in a maiden special weight, he got a 61. So this is telling me he wants to sprint on a fast track. He's not a world beater. He needs a class drop as well. He's getting it. I think Highway Patrol with Amir Mendoza could surprise some people today.
Very possible. I'm going to go with the house horse, the number 2 Grand Oracle. Luis Saez aboard for trainer Ron Moquette. This one owned by our very own Louis Sella. He did come off the 8-month break early last month when dropping in for that maiden quarter. Also got the addition of blinkers. He was last away. He stalked the pace. He traveled 6-7 wide. There, see what I did? 6-7. 6-7 wide, wide in the turn. And he actually maintained that wide path in through the stretch to finish 4th. He gets even more class relief today and certainly does stand to move forward in that second start off the layoff. I still don't know I don't think it means anything.
I don't think anybody knows what it means. It's a what is it? It's just like a social media thing where
the kids are now all saying 6-7.
That I was picturing someone watching the show who's fairly young and going 6-7 at home. That literally at In-N-Out Burger. Oh, speaking of the youngsters.
How cute. She's got her little jockey goggles on.
It's
I
great.
love that we're like in a fishbowl, but we get to see the fans and get to interact with them.
No, they wave to us all the time. Please do, by the way, if you come by, wave hello to us. And what I love about Oaklawn, even though it's horse racing, betting opportunities galore, it's also family friendly as well. And we get folks of all ages here. And you know what? If you want new racing fans, if you want to grow the game, you got to get young fans.
There you go.
Because it's always a cycle of generations coming through. 6-7. That's all I have to say. And you know what's amazing about that is you say 6. How did it get this big, and why was it the way it was? At In-N-Out Burger, they stopped having the number 67. No joke, because they go because everybody would scream 67 and it was causing a ruckus. So, and In-N-Out Burger, when you go there, you get your order number 45 or whatever.
Oh, I
and
get
now
you.
they actually skip over 67 because it was causing so many problems.
Got you. Interesting. I didn't know that.
This is the world we live in now, apparently, with social media.
Race number 4. This is for 3-year-olds and up. Non-winners of 2, claim price $20,000 as they will contest 3/4 of a mile. Several debut for new connections off the claim in here, and this is also the first leg of that $1 Classics Pick 6 with a very, very nice carryover.
Yeah, I think $27,000 it is. So, boy, that's good. It's getting up there to be a good pool. This is a good race. Trouble Ahead's the one to beat, coming off a nice maiden win. In for 20 now in a non-2 lifetime spot. I'm trying to beat this horse in this spot here, and I picked Fire in My Soul, who exits Allowance Company at Delta Downs, Remington Park, in for a 20 tag, probably needs it, a son of Justify here. Broke his maiden at Louisiana Downs. This horse, I think the real key with him is the class drop, trying to find his friends. He's going to have to run his best race to win, but his best race on numbers is good enough to where he pretty much fits in a race like this. So class drop for me. He doesn't really have a running style, Nancy. Sometimes you see horses where they can go to the lead one race, they come from well off of it. So that's a little bit of a concern. I just don't know what kind of trip he's going to get in this race, but I mean, the only time he won, he was 14 lengths behind the leader at the first call, and by the second call, he was 2 ahead. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
Just like yesterday, we saw 185 to 1 to even money,
and he won. And he won like a good thing for that field.
Very happy for Greg
Racing, that's why if you don't succeed, try again.
Exactly, because you might get lucky.
For sure.
I'm going to look to the number 4, 40 Love for your tennis hunch play. Bill Martin giving the call to jockey Walter De La Cruz. This runner has been a very, very hot commodity in the claim box during that 11-race career, changing hands multiple times, and yet again today does debut for New Connections off a runner-up finish against non-2 for 12.5, going 5.5, finishing in front of several others that do return in the field. The barn does well with new purchases, and I like that we're adding that half a furlong. It might not sound like it makes a lot of difference, but it absolutely does.
Sometimes
for those
20 feet makes a difference, 10 feet, 5 feet. So a half a furlong can make a huge difference. And sometimes horses cutting back in distance, it helps them. Other times getting an extra half furlong helps.
Race number 5 is for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 3, or runners that have not won a race since August 27th. Claim price is $12,500, and they'll go 5 furlongs as well.
Yes.
I'm sorry, 6 furlongs. Sorry.
6 furlongs here. Red Hot Genie is not my pick, but the morning line favorite. Shout out to my friend Jeannie in Washington State.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if she bets $2, it's going to be on this horse today, Red Hot Genie for sure. I'm trying to beat Red Hot Genie in this race here, and High Summer drawn outside is 6 to 1. Takes a big class drop here out of a 40,000 non-3 lifetime race. Was 55 to 1. Wasn't really competitive that day, so that's a positive sign in for 12.5. Look, a horse is 50 to 1, in for 40. It's like, okay, was in the wrong spot, right? So we go back to 12.5, more a realistic spot, drawn outside, has speed, does not need the lead. A lot of things to like, similar to my last pick with the Asmussen barn. High Summer is one that the class drop is going to be hugely beneficial. For Amir Mendoza, I guess the theory that you have of him winning in bunches is going to be tested today because I've picked him twice already on the card.
I like it. I'm going to look to Sippy and Manny. That is Contreras and Esquivel. They team up with the number 4 Balladry. Debuted for the barn back in late December and came 6 months off the shelf after a $20,000 claim, facing tougher, beaten 30 runners. Now, she did break on top. She set that early pace, got a little tired in the lane to run 5th. Certainly looks to improve not only on the drop, but I like that the barn is also 16% with runners second out off of the purchase. Sometimes they need that one race under their belt to figure out what are we going to do? Where are we going to run? What's the equipment change possibly?
And the thing is, when you go from one household to the other, so to speak, things change. It's like a family, right?
I mean, the diet probably completely changes.
Exactly.
That's a big
their
thing.
diet changes, their surroundings.
What they're bet on. Yeah.
There's a ton. There's many different ways to not only train a horse, but to take care of a horse. And look, sometimes you go to a barn that's a little more quieter than another barn. Maybe your stable neighbor is a little bit more rowdy than the one that you were
the radios going.
There's a million
the,
different factors, and it's impossible for a gambler to know that in terms of betting. But there's sometimes where horses just thrive in certain environments and vice versa. So whether it be training, whether it be the feed, all that stuff.
I'm always impressed with horses that do well consistently off the claim because they're very adaptable to their surroundings. And that's sometimes, it's not only hard for horses, it's hard for humans as well.
I mean, look at the groom. The groom is their companion, their best friend they see every day. Morning, afternoon, evening.
Yeah.
When you get a new groom, that can make a difference.
100%. Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break on the Friday edition of Oaklawn Today. And when we return, we'll start off with the final 50-cent pick 4.
Experience the excitement of horse racing with Oaklawn Anywhere. If you're an Arkansas resident, you can watch and wager on horse racing from around the globe, whether you're at home or on the go, with any smartphone, laptop, or tablet, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Oaklawn Anywhere app and register for a sign-up bonus. With access to past performances, live video, race replays, and expert handicapping data, you're always in the know with no subscription fees. Bet online anytime with Oaklawn Anywhere, exclusively available to Arkansans. Right, Max? Oaklawn Anywhere. Our season never ends. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Rebel Stakes Day means big money on the track. And now, big money for you too. Swipe your ID on live race days to earn entries for our Rebel Riches drawing. On Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, you'll score double entries. And on Saturdays, a single entry. But on Rebel Stakes Day, Sunday, March 1st, your swipe earns 5 times the entries, putting you closer to the cash than ever before. Throughout the day, 25 winners will take home their share of $10,000. After races 2 through 6, 5 winners will be awarded prizes ranging from $200 to $600 each. From the track to your pocket, Rebel Stakes Day just got richer.
Back with race number 6. This is the first leg of the final 50-cent pick 4. A lightly raced bunched here, and the majority do exit the same last out. These are 3-year-old fillies, nominators of 2 for the quarter, $25,000, and we will go 6 furlongs in distance. Scratch the rail horse. That does leave a field of 8.
It does, and this is one of those races, Nancy, I don't have a strong opinion on. Big Red Machine is my pick out of a starter allowance race. That maiden 30, she won first time out. That was a really good effort from her. Sat right behind a really fast pace setter, ran on and just kept going, but came back in a starter allowance race as the favorite, dueled on the lead early. There was a very fast and contentious pace, took back, and ran a subpar third behind Tis in Sight, who came back to run third or fourth in an allowance a couple days ago. Big Red Machine is my pick. I think the class drop will help in here for her, and I like the fact that looking at this race, it is for 3-year-old fillies which have not won 2 races. A lot of times at Oaklawn, you see 3-year-olds and up. Not the case. That's good. She gets to stay with her age group, and I will say we're one of the few tracks in the country at this point in time early in the racing season where we have 3 and up.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of a disadvantageous position for a horse to be in, because it's like going from just turning 2 years old to 3 to running against a 5-year-old mare.
Big difference.
That's a big difference. So the fact she's in restricted to her 3-year-old division here, that's a positive sign. I think she's the best horse in the race.
Yeah, I concur with all of that. As Matt said, she does drop back in for the tag, and the barn is 19%, running second off the claim as she is today. Amos actually has 2 in here. He also sends out the number 2, Charla Connection. So we'll see what happens there.
All right.
Race number 7 is for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, a first level allowance going 6 furlongs. And this is also the first leg of the $3 Get Out Pick 3, and a very interesting group of 8. And I think we're going to see looks to be maybe considerable speed in the bunch.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nancy, I think there's speed, but I don't think there's need the lead types of horses. You've got Beautiful Twice, who draws the rail. She's probably going to send. I like Coaster in this race. Last time out, she did not run well at all, but I thought there was an excuse. She was acting up before the race in the gate. The rider hopped off. She just seemed to not in the gate be in a mentally right spot, and she never recovered after that. Her two-back race in the Oaklawn, anywhere behind Next Out Stakes winner Foie Gras, was really a terrific effort at 30-1, and she's run some good races. I mean, she's won at this level at Indiana Grand before. She's a hard-knocking filly. I give her a big excuse last time out, and I think the field she finds here, when you look at other allowance races, first-level allowances we've run here at Oaklawn, this is one of the lighter bunches that we've seen this meet. So this is an easier group for. I think this is the right field for her to win. And like I said, she's going to be right there. She's got speed, but she does not need the lead, which is a good thing, and she draws a great post. I think the stars align for her to run a winning race.
Well, I'm going to try to beat Matt with the number 8, Kelly's Girl, coming from the barn of Mac Robertson. Seraphic Carmona, like to see this kid ride. He's got a really good set of hands and is very patient. We haven't seen her since mid-December when making the Oaklawn debut when facing similar runners. That race going in a very lively 1:10-2. She sat off the pace, was able to make up ground, got up for third at 24-1, but I like that she did earn a career-high buyer speed figure for her efforts of 81. Now, she did score both career victories while racing on the front end, and I just don't think she's a need-the-lead type of runner. I think she can sit off the pace. She is in the money 6 of 8 career starts, very consistent, and hopefully will move forward in her second start here at Oaklawn. Let's talk overnight stakes. It is the second running of the Trivista overnight stakes. Fillies and mares set to go a mile and a 16th, and this is did have a couple, multiple scratches out of this one, taking out numbers 1, 4, and 7. Is it possible they didn't want to come up against Nerazzurri?
I think it's possible, very possible. Nerazzurri, I mean, boy, Nancy, she has grown leaps and bounds in terms of ability, mentally, clearly. I mean, you're looking at a runner here that before she came here to this meet, she was still eligible for a starter allowance company, and since then she's racked off that condition. She won the Oaklawn Sports Anywhere overnight gate to wire, and then came back and ran second to one of the best filly and mare routers in the game in Nitrogen.
Yes, her stablemate, by the way.
Her stablemate. I love when trainers do this. Maybe the competition doesn't love it, but you find a condition that a horse is eligible for. You're still eligible. You take advantage of it. This is a good pot, $135,000 here, and Nerazzurri is going to be my pick. The pride of Protonico. We have seen 2 Protonico babies go on to do big things. Nerazzurri and none other than the late Medina Spirit.
Very interesting.
So Nerazzurri, she's versatile. She is in razor sharp form. If she runs to her best race, she is not losing unless somebody takes a legit step forward off a recent form.
Yeah, she certainly is the one to beat. It's interesting, not only has she faced Nitrogen in her career, but she's also taken on Clary Beret, Hall and Ice, and of course her stablemate Nitrogen. Mark Cassidy did say that his only concern is it might be back a little bit quick. But she seems very happy, so they're going to give it a shot, and it's been 20 days since that last effort, which sometimes as this caliber of horse, you tend to spread out their races just a little bit more. You don't run them back as quickly as you would say a lower or mid-level claiming horse. So it's going to be interesting, but I think certainly if she performs like she did last go, you can take her to the winner's circle.
I think so, but you make a good point. The bounce theory could be in play here, which suggests the horse runs big races or a big race, and then they wheel back quickly and they regress. She can regress a little bit to beat this field probably, but you look at Penoir. I mean, Penoir won by 7 in allowance, and Keeneland got a 93 buyer. In Just My Heels is no slouch. Gal's Delight comes off an allowance when she's going in the right direction, and so Nerazzurri, I mean, she can regress a little bit, but not too much. So, but she's the one to beat.
In the finale, we've got Arkansas bred 4-year-olds and up, non-3 or non-winners since August 27th. $16,000 is the purchase price plus tax, and they will go 6 furlongs in distance. Do have 2 scratches of number 1 and number 9.
Okay, well, I still land on Patton's Tizzy regardless, and String Theory looked like the one on the morning line that had the best shot to beat Patton's Tizzy, who comes off a runner-up finish, first off the claim for Wayne Potts here. Ran well enough last time, was just second best. Draws outside Amir Mendoza, thinking he's going to have a good day today. In the right spot against the right field to be competitive. I like Patton's Tizzy. Yeah,
Patton's Tizzy actually won the 2024 Rainbow Stakes when racing for different connections. And it's interesting. They do come out of several in here do come out of that same last race. That race breaking last go from the rail and racing in the slop. Certainly gets a better draw today and a fast track. Sometimes that can make a big difference.
Definitely. And sometimes the track profile, whether it plays the speed or not, depending on your running style, can aid or hurt your ability to run an effective race. And especially with fast track, wet track, some horses can run on anything. Others are a little more quirky. They prefer a certain level of ground.
Or as I used on the buzz earlier, persnickety.
Love that word, persnickety. I'm persnickety in my own way.
We're both a little persnickety.
For sure.
We have also put together a $20 show bet bonus parlay. It does pay to play here at Oaklawn as you get more money and more bang for your buck with that show bet bonus. Matt's going to start in race number 2, go to 6, 7, close it out with Patton's Tizzy in the 9th and finale. I'm going to go race 2 with the 2, race 3 with the 2, Kelly's Girl in race 7, and Narazuri. A long shot play of the day. Matt goes to the 3rd with Highway Patrol, and I'm going to go to race 5 with Balladry. Top pick sponsored by Oaklawn Anywhere. Look at that. Narazuri looks to be the standout, and I think she's going to be a single in a lot of people's tickets playing those exotics.
I think she will. On the other side of the coin, if you beat her, and she's got to run a B race, but if you beat her, a lot of people are going to be knocked out of the pick 5, pick 4, pick 6 with that carryover, and you're looking at a very good payout if she loses.
Yeah,
so
we did see some big payouts yesterday as well.
We did, and we've seen prices, and actually somebody just texted me earlier today between Turfway Park, which is known to be a very difficult place to handicap, and Oaklawn, the average win payout, only 67-cent difference. So that tells you how hard it is here. Not only how hard it is to handicap, but also prices can be found. You can find value. If you like a price here, this is why it's fun to handicap here and being on the show, Nancy. You can pick one, and you got a good shot at it.
I'm hoping I've got some decent prices on the card for tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out. Certainly the track will be extremely fast. So looking towards that, sometimes they do renovate the track and amp it up just a little bit to benefit.
Yeah, and especially the big weekends, you're going to see some fast times. And on top of that, with the way the track plays, and then you just get good quality on top of it, you're getting some fast times along the way. And especially on these big days, I really key in. I'm a track profile guy. I think it makes a huge difference. But especially on the big weekends, I like to look early in the card. How is the track playing?
Absolutely.
Because we saw that in Breeders' Cup. It was just all speed.
Yeah.
It's just how it was. So I've already handicapped all week, and Sunday and the late pick 4, late pick 5, it's a great sequence. I've got some prices there, too.
Very
So
nice.
I think all the way through the weekend, we can find value.
Don't forget, start your morning tomorrow with me for Dawn at Oaklawn.
Yes.
7:30, I'll be out there talking horses. 7:45 is the first barn tour. When we get back, we'll be joined by future Hall of Famer Kenny McPeak and also social media influencer Griffin Johnson, who has become a beautiful ambassador for our sport, really getting that younger generation out there to help and show them the love that we have for our thoroughbred industry. So join me for them at 8:30. We'll have another barn tour, and then post is 12:30, and make sure you mark on your program that Sunday first post is 12 noon. The doors will open at 10:30. It's going to be gorgeous. The infield is open. Matt, we've known who's going to be in the Honeybee and who's going to be in the Ribble for quite a while now. With you looking at the past performances and watching replays, were you solid on your pick, or did you kind of change your mind a couple ways?
I changed my mind a couple ways, both in the Honeybee and the Rebel, and more so the Honeybee than the Rebel.
Interesting.
The Rebel is a good race, and it's a high-quality race, but I think the top 3 or 4 really separate themselves. The Honeybee, I think you could go 6, 7 different ways in there, both very competitive, both high quality. There are some tracks that have Derby points, Oaks points races. In certain races, maybe they have a strong race on one card, and then the next month they don't. I think the Honeybee and the Rebel, you're getting legit top Oaks Derby contenders, in my opinion, as we move along into the year.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good couple of races there.
Yeah, our program certainly springboards that talent and those amazing runners in those divisions for not only the first weekend in May, but also later down the line. So we do have the richest path to the Kentucky Derby right here in Hot Springs. And we are very proud to say that the road to the Triple Crown makes a stop in Hot Springs.
And it is one of the places where if you are around the area, it's a different feel when you come here to Rebel Day. You know, you go to some other places and, oh, we got a good steak and it's for Derby points. People come here wanting to see the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks winner because they love racing so much.
And you've got a very solid chance of maybe seeing it this Sunday. Matt's going to go to the roof and give you the full set of changes. You'll see me down in the paddock as well as Andy Biancone. So good luck and good racing.